Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. In this video, I'm sharing with you the numerology forecast for June 2023. But before I do, let's recap what 2023 has in store for us. It's a 7 energy. How do we know this? By adding together and reducing down all the digits of the current year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 equals 7. 7 is about trust, faith. It's the seeker, the searcher, analyst. It's reflective, intuition, insight, knowledge, introspective, clarifying, and logical. The flip side of the 7 is it can be erratic, hesitant, inconsistent, mistrustful, doubtful, emotionally closed, cautious, cynical, secretive, and deceptive. Interesting, those last two, when we think about what's going on here in the UK and the Philip Schofield saga, this year secrets will surface, deception will be shown, lies will no longer be tolerated. It's time to trust and have faith that the truth will come through. The lesson I'm suggesting, based around the 7 energy for this month, is to do your due diligence. Evaluate your assets and liabilities in the world, in your country, in your location, your job, your home, your relationships, your health, your life. If you start with your life, everything else will peter out. Everything else will fall into place. Are you living your best life yet? The 7 suggests you go inside, you go deep to find out who you are and why you're here. Now, how is June going to help us in this? June brings in a 4 energy. We add the 6 of the month of June to the 7 of the year, and it's 13. It is a karmic debt number 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. So do not expect this month to be easy or even simple. It's about effort. What you put in, you get out. What is the 4 sharing for us this month? It brings forth conscientious, constructive, dedicated, detailed, practical, patient, persistent, methodical, reliable, hardworking, and loyal. Let me ask you a question. When you think about loyalty, the chances are you think that you're loyal to your job, to your relationship, to your business, to your country. Ask yourself though, are you being loyal to yourself? Are you listening to your soul's whispers? The flip side of the 4 is it can be bullheaded, dogmatic, the job's worth, obstinate, rigid, controlling, narrow-minded, pessimistic, stubborn, and skeptical. The 4 and 7 have a lot of similarities. They both can be emotionally closed, pessimistic, skeptical, stubborn, rigid even. Bringing them together may initially feel like a pair of defeaters. The lesson I'm suggesting, based around the 4 and 7 energy for this month, is to think outside the box. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Everything external of you is a reflection of what's going on internally. And while you may not have seen this in the past, if you are using the 7 energy of this year, if you are going within, if you are doing the shadow work, you will see what I'm saying makes sense. You can be in a situation and see it as doom and gloom or see it as uplifting. That choice is always yours. As I mentioned, these 2 numbers can be a pair of defeaters. The 7 can be filled with doubt and indecision. Mix this with the 4's pessimism and over-detailed, and it can feel like a no-starter. chances are you are being halted right now to re-evaluate. 7 is the number of the audit. You may have been meandering along, either happily, tolerating, or challenged. No matter what, it's time to reassess. Be honest. Always be in the moment. Being present is the best gift you can give to yourself. Own it. It is time for expansion. The 7 needs to learn to trust and have faith. And the 4 would benefit from becoming limitless and not confined by its limitations. Now, the 4 does bring up limitations, and it's time to turn them to your strengths. We all know what we can do, and that's where we need to focus. What comes easy to us doesn't necessarily come easy to someone else. So don't assume everybody knows and does things the way that you do. Becoming limitless is just about small steps and expanding on what you already know, what you've already experienced. The 7 energy is about transformation. Are you ready to transform yourself into the vibrant light being that you truly are? On the flip of this, not everything is negative. There's 2 sides to every number. On the flip, as a great combo, the 7 will seek and search, aiming for mastery, and the 4 will work hard to pull it all together. If you know what you want, you are more likely to take the action. If you've aligned it to your passion, to your direction, to your dreams, there's nothing that stops you doing what it is that you need to do. Yes, obstacles come along, but you'll work around them. With all this in mind, it may feel like a never-ending journey of roadblocks, detours, and setbacks. So much so that you may want to hide away somewhere. Privacy and denial are 2 different things. The 7 brings forth your shadows. What is hiding there? Know where you are at and the direction you are heading. Overwhelm is a no-go for the 4. So go slowly, peel back the layers, and build from the foundations up. Break all projects down. The 4 loves a to-do list. I have a to-do list that's ongoing. It's not set to dates or hours. It's just a list of things that I want to work through. And then when I've done them, I get to highlight them off. And the more I get to highlight off, the more I want to do. When I see that highlighter going through my pen and then a whole page is done and I can put my line through it, it's such an amazing feeling of accomplishment. How often do you see your successes and congratulate yourself? Take a big task. The 4 doesn't like overwhelm. Break it down into stages. I used to have creating a video as one thing, and yet it can take me 2 days or more to put it together. Breaking it down means as I go, I get to cross off certain elements. This releases the overwhelm. The 7 is about secrets, deceits, and lies. This year is about uncovering the truth, your truth, the one your ego's suppressing, the one your soul wants to be expressing. We save our dreams for somewhere in the future. As a child, we're constantly looking. When we grow up, we're going to be a ballet dancer, an astronaut, a sports person. Then we get involved in getting a job, trapped in making the money to meet the bills, that we forget what's truly glowing and flickering inside us. It's time to reignite that flame of your dreams. What is the spark inside you? Do you want to help heal people, be an artist, create something, open up a bakery, get into music, make the environment a better place, produce better food? There's so many things out there that we could do and want to do, but we get trapped in the business of earning money. My youngest is not really happy in his job, but he does well financially, and it makes it really hard for him to leave. I saw him the weekend and we had a long chat, and I highlighted his numbers and what's aligned for him coming up. If you want to retrain in something, this is the year to do it. The 7 opens the mind, ignites the intuition, which is the inner tuition. You can retrain this year. Follow your heart, follow your passion, follow what is bumping you along the way to move into. What feels right for you? Learn to tune in to the resonance and energy. Feel the vibration. Note the frequency. See your challenges not as obstacles, but as an opportunity to level up, to expand. Deep down, we've been asking for this moment in time. World peace, connection, abundance. I know it doesn't feel like that at the moment, but the old outdated system must crash and fall. And from the insight and experience we have, we need to be ready to rebuild. Not, as the system keeps saying, to build back better, but to build in a way that we get to heal, find joy, fulfillment and successes on a level that only the elite seem to be able to experience. Let your excuses surface. Whose fault is it? What's your story? When is now the time to take ownership, responsibility for where you're at? Last year, 2022, was the 6th energy, and it was all about responsibility versus sacrifice. Cast your mind back. What did you sacrifice? What changed when you took responsibility? How are those aspects of your life improving right now? The past is the past. Reliving it cannot change it, but the future is unwritten. It's time to write your story, giving you the leading role. Life may be a blur. One situation compounds into the next. It feels never ending. Let your intuition ripen and use the 4 to format the plan. What is holding you back? Who are you blaming? Last month I asked, are you happy? Did you look into that? Did you get creative? Did you do many things? Did you test what lights you up and what pulls you down? Last month my daughter was down and she decided she wanted to go to paint a pot. She has a new kitty cat called Tilly and wanted to give her new food bowl. I didn't know what to paint and I looked around the shop and something caught my eye. I'd often wanted to do the little dot paintings. Here is our creations, bearing in mind that last month was a month of creation. It was a 3. Here are our creations. They're not fired yet, so when I collect them, they'll look a lot brighter. It's about testing new things in the 3 energies, about being creative and being a solution solver. And if you followed through and you did those things, perhaps now you've got more clarity on what you want to do moving forward, how you want to experience things. This is a month of action. The 4 is a doing month. Remember, it's your life, spelt LYFE. Love yourself first every day. Do things that light you up. And if something isn't lighting you up, look into why it's not lighting you up. Maybe you need to do it a different way. Maybe you need to delegate. Maybe you need to walk away. It really is time to start living the life you were born to live. Numerology taught me the life I was born to live. It's literally living by numbers. The numbers share frequencies, vibration and energy. There is a negative and a positive, strength and weaknesses, love and fear. The 7 asks you to come into the moment. When you are present, you feel the vibration, you feel the energy. When you are in the moment, you can make better decisions. The 7 is a terrible decision maker. Fear gets in the way. The 4 craves security and stability. That's why these 2 numbers can hold you back. But bringing them together and using the positive side of these numbers, you can excel and transform beyond your wildest imagination. Your imagination is expansive. Let go of limitations and become limitless. Get your life in order. Who is the authentic you? The 4 needs security and the 7 doesn't want to take risks. But what if you knew exactly who you were and you owned it? The 7 would find the right way for you to move forward and the 4 would take the action. What are your dreams? You've spent far too long fitting in. Now it's time to stand out. Create your new normal. It's no need for a fanfare. The 4 is slow and steady. Build one step, one brick at a time from solid foundations. Audit each day, each step, and learn to take the next step and congratulate yourself on every step you've taken. That's why I love my to-do book. At the end of the day or during the day, seek out your gratitudes. What are you grateful for? Empowering emotions heal the body. Disempowering emotions deplete the body. Every time we move into a low vibration, it's doing 2 things. It's depleting the body and it's giving us direction. Here is a number of emotions that will deplete you. Check in when you arrive at them. Anger, desire, addiction, infidelity, materialism, selfishness, greed, calcified thought form, worry, dishonesty. When we are in a higher vibration of love, generosity, faithfulness, charity, humility, courage, compassion, devotion, and honesty, it heals the body. It uplifts the morale. Your world feels a better place. Success is not success unless you're fulfilled. David Hawkins has a chart, levels of conscious chart. You may well hear us being in a 3D dimension. Many are talking about moving to the 4th, the 5th, or even higher. You can do this by looking at your emotions, looking at your behaviors, and learn how to elevate. When you go to work, is it just for the salary? Chances are you might enjoy a chat with your colleagues, a bit of interaction. After all, humans are tribal. We need to be with people, and it's the relationships that teach us the most about the self. When we're in the lower vibration of guilt, grief, fear, we can feel hopeless and frightened. The 4 says take action to get yourself out of these places. Find the courage, set affirmations. This is the point when you can leave 3D and move to 4D. Many people over the last 3.5 years have become more aware of what the external world is doing, and it's not there for the people. When you've got a willingness to be open-minded, when you can accept perhaps things aren't as you were taught through your education and your family, when you can be more accepting of others where they're at and accept you for where you are meant to be. Well, you're always meant to be where you're at, but you can stay stuck in that situation or move forward by taking action. You will elevate to the 4th dimension. It's not off-worldly, but it feels off-worldly because it's not in this dense, dark world that we find ourselves in right now. Have you ever noticed on a sunny day when you take yourself for a walk in nature, how different it feels than being stuck on a dark, gloomy day in the hustle and bustle of a city, people shoving and pushing past, heads buried in their mobile phone. Look up, see the sun, feel the rays. This month's 4 energy is about grounding, getting out in nature. Sun gaze first thing in the morning and last thing in the evening when the sun is not so intense. Meditate. The 7 is about meditation, taking time out. Find yourself a local gong bath or a sound healing session. Look to have conversations, and if people are speaking to you of something that doesn't seem to make sense, just keep saying, that's really interesting, and find one thing or 2 things to look into and see how that expands the way you see the world, the future, and how perhaps it will help you make your world a better place. As we work up David Hawkins' chart, when we do the inner work and we find that inner wisdom and the inner love, because people treat you the way you treat yourself. Self-love is not vanity. It's a necessity. It's the foundations for life. This is the area that new humanity consciousness materializes. We become mindful of the plastic, the environment, not in the way that the climate agenda is taking place, but in a way that we connect with Mother Earth. We work without the chemicals. All food becomes organic and healing. The earth rejuvenates. At the moment, it's been depleted of everything, hence why the supplement market is growing. When you can find joy in everything you do, even including the challenges, you'll find yourself in the 5th dimension. The world will feel more harmonious, more united, more flowing, and more at ease. This isn't a fantasy. This can be a reality when we all let go of the material aspects. Time to declutter. I used to decorate people's houses, and I'd go in and there would be so many things around. Getting rid of the clutter became easier when we let go of the emotional aspect attached to it. This was nanas, this was great aunties, this was a beloved friend. Yes, it was all of those things. But do you need it in your life right now? As you know, in March my brother passed, and in May we finally had the service to put him to rest. All my brother took with him was his soul. Even his body was left behind. The material world does not continue on with us. And what we're being nudged to understand is it's not the material things that bring us the joy. The 7 asks you, along with the 4, to check that everything is in order. As I said, my brother passed. There are many possessions left behind. Do you have a will? Does your loved ones want to have some memory of you? Or will all that be passed along to a charity, sold, or sent to the tip? What are you leaving behind for your loved ones to clear out? The loss of a loved one is devastating. Going through their possessions really is heartbreaking. What do you need to put in order? Get a will done. Look into inheritance tax. Are there a better way to utilize your money, your funds? And if the government is going to take everything from you, stop saving it for a rainy day. Stop saving it for your children and get out there and enjoy yourself. When it comes to the end of your life and your eulogy is being read, which account will be the most full? Your bank account or your heart? Just something to think about there. So if you're on the wrong path, if you're in the wrong job, this is the ideal time now to create the plan and further your education. What is the world looking for moving forward in the career front? Energy healers and Reiki practitioners. The future of healing is energetic and frequency based. Herbalists and naturopathic doctors to help us return to using plants as medicine. Death doulas or end-of-life coach to guide souls through the sacred doors of death without fear. I remember when my other brother passed, I was attending spiritual circles regularly, and this particular session, it felt so cold. It was December after all, but the heating was on. And I said, it felt so cold. And the circle leader said to me, there is a soul here that hasn't gone to the other side. It's a male soul. My brother came to mind. And the leader said, someone here is holding them back. When I thought about it, it was my father. My brother perhaps had cried wolf too many times. My father, getting older, tired, decided to wait to the first train before he made the journey to the hospital. A taxi would have cost him £250, which he didn't have. When he arrived at the hospital, it was too late. My brother had passed. And my dad constantly beat himself up that he wasn't there. During this circle, we encouraged my brother to go to the light. On going to the light, I could hear in the background from behind the misty, smoky vision that I had was a track celebration. It was a really moving experience. When we left that night and I walked to my car, it was bitter cold outside. A blue car drove past. The windows were down, and blaring out of the car was celebration. We need to celebrate every aspect of our life. And when we had my recent brother's passing, and we was told that it wasn't a party, it was a party for us to celebrate my brother's life. The funeral was there to release the emotion, release the tears, to realise the person we once knew. I read the poem, The Dash, and before reading The Dash, I shared how it had come my way, and that was because of my first brother. And after I'd completed reading it, I thanked everyone for being a part of Dean's Dash. And on behalf of myself, my family and Dean, we thank them for allowing Dean to be a part of their dash. At the funeral, so many people from the past were there. Relationships that we had forgotten, let go of, because time had took us in different directions. What can you do to have better relationships, better work colleagues, a better life, more connected? Firstly, just spending every waking moment worrying about a job is not the answer. More important are the relationships that you have. The new fifth dimension world or higher will be looking for teachers that create new systems of learning to nurture and support children's individuality. Mediums to help repair the disconnection from the sacredness of death and our ancestors that have passed. Divine feminine embodiment coaches to teach women how to live from their feminine energy. In the past, I've been told to toughen up. I found myself becoming more masculine in my behavior, especially in my career. You can be just as powerful, if not more, in your feminine energy. Birth doulas to guide mothers and souls they're welcoming into the world through the sacred process of birth. Plant medicine facilitators to guide people through the rebirth and healing process plant medicine provides. Divine masculine coaches to help men heal and embody their sacred masculine energy. Hypnotherapists to help people release limiting beliefs and thought patterns. Sound healers and musicians to create high vibrational music that heals and creates balance in the body and the soul. Organic farmers to grow and provide non-GMO fruits and veggies to the community. Seamstress, clothes manufacturers that work with organic fabrics. Are you aware the benefits of wearing cotton, linen or wool? Anything that isn't that is depleting your energy. Your skin is your biggest organ. What you put on your skin, whether there be products of creams, etc., or the clothing, makes a huge difference to your well-being. What am I suggesting for this month is look at where you are spending your time. Your time is your most valuable asset, commodity, because once spent, it can never be regained. Are you in business or busyness? Are you stuck in your head or in your heart? Find the balance. The external world is a reflection of your internal world. If your internal world is sunny, then your external world will be. On a dark sky, we see the stars at night. In a dark world, notice the stars around you. Inside each one of us is a glimmer. The more you become authentic and live to the guidance of your soul, the brighter your light shines. You are all stars in a sea of humanity. We are all connected. We are all one. You can still do what you love. Whether it's a cleaner, just use better products. Whether it's a builder, build and make it last. But most of all, whatever you do to create success must be fulfilling and light you up. The 4 and 7 energy are a combo that can pull you down or push you up. The choice is yours. I'd love to hear how you could change your career, just even staying in the same field, how you could get a new direction, how you've got a new vision of your life, how you see the world going from this point forward. The 7 is the seeker and the searcher, and the 4 will find a way. It's time you found your way. If you're not sure of your way, listen to your heart. If you want a help or a nudge, get in touch. I do readings, consultations and mentorships. Learning to know the vibrations that we are working with and the ones that are inside will allow you to live the life you were born to live. We all have a designer lifestyle. We created it before we arrive. Make sure you live it before you depart. On that note, thank you for watching. If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do and push that bell for notification. And share my videos with others. If you're looking to have an uplifting, vibrant world, then we need to start taking action. Time to speak up. Time to diss the deceit and the lies. Time to find the hidden gems that have been hidden from us for so long. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.